What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Today, the word of the day. Yes, we're doing Sesame Street on the channel. The word of the day is renewal. What players are we going to renew? What players are going to be left in the cold? Stick with us. We'll fill you in now. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sovro. Today is Wednesday, February 9th, 2022. And of course, I've got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news that you care about, and all that good stuff coming to you as quickly as possible in a bite-sized chunk and move you on through the rest of your day. Before we do anything, though, please go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. All right, let's just jump into it. The very first name, and if you've been paying attention to the news at all, it's Sciglio we're talking about, and that's Nico Sciglio is saying that Mattia Sciglio could stay at Juventus. His contract expires in June, but his agents, Bianconeri and Orgnoni, and I apologize, I butchered it. I'm sure I did. I butchered it. But are working for the contract extension until 2025. 2025. 2025. Do we need to do this? Is this completely necessary? Like, I will give credit. I like Sciglio. I think he deserves a renewal. Or maybe I don't know about this deserves. Let's say I think I would be okay with a renewal of Sciglio. I'd be okay with giving him the quote-unquote, when I say Chiellini plan, let's be clear. I'm not saying the Chiellini plan is in basically you're a lifer, you're staying there till you're done. I'm saying the current Chiellini plan. The plan where you renew him, the same that they did with Buffon until he went to Parma, a year or two at a time. A year or two tops at a time. Until 2025, that would be, if it expires in June, that's basically what, 2.5 years, basically? 3 years? That's ridiculous. I don't think, especially a player, no offense, and I'm not trying to come at Sciglio right now. I'm not trying to come hard at him. But what I'm saying is, that's ridiculous. A player who has injuries, any type of player who has injuries, but also a player who has not had a history of always being a top-tier performer for Juventus. He's been solid. He's been serviceable throughout the season. I don't think you need to tie yourself to a player for that long. Are we not learning our lessons? Makes no sense. Makes no sense to me. Again, yes, I'm okay with a renewal. I think maybe he's earned at least another year renewal. But till 2025 is just, it's ignorant. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Are we not learning? Are we not learning at all? And then it gets me to so many other topics. Okay, let's move to the second part of this. Mirko Di Natale was also saying for Sciglio's renewal, there have been no direct contacts yet. The question has been hinted at by Juventus and his entourage, but not yet fully developed. The feeling that filters between the parties are of absolute tranquility. Yeah, okay, that's great. There's good feelings on both sides. Everybody, Juventus are pretty high, or not high on him, but they're positive on him and his performances so far this season. And then, of course, he's I'm not trying to revert back to like year or two old me, which would have been like disparaging Sciglio left and right when it comes to some of his play, because he's been playing serviceable. He's been decent. He's been pretty good. He's one of our better options there at left back right now when you don't have Alexander or whoever. He's played both sides pretty well. But again, just makes no sense. I'm not going to drag this on for too long. But if I'm Juventus, like there's a player we're going to talk about later today. Obviously, I know a lot of you are going to roll your eyes at it because you know who I'm talking about. You know the renewal I'm talking about. But if I'm seeing that Juventus is willing to pay out and give long-term contracts to guys like Sciglio or Rugani, like you're got to be absolutely kidding me. I am, like, if I'm thinking of it in his mind, I'd be like, I am probably, well, now you have Vlahovic, I'm maybe your second best player talent-wise, and you're not willing to give me that. Yet you're shirking away from paying me what you owe me, but you're gonna pay this guy? Nah, that's not gonna fly. All right, let's continue on. Going on renewals, though, we got to talk about Juan Cuadrado, and Tudo Sport is over here saying that the renewal of Cuadrado is one of the most certain ones. $4 million is the current salary of the player, and the contract should be around the same amount. The same goes for Sciglio, who is on $2.5 million, and Bernardeschi, who is at $4 million fixed, but should be reached through bonuses. Okay, so let's continue on this. And I understand 2.5 for Sciglio to continue that on. It's not a lot, quote unquote. Like, to go off my last topic. compared to the amount that you're willing to pay for this, but the talent gap between the two players is more than I would argue is more than 4 times the amount. So I think that's I'm not willing to listen to that argument. But anyway, going after this, Juan Cuadrado, fine. Yes, Juan Cuadrado deserves it. And then Bernardeschi, you know my thoughts on Bernardeschi. I need to see more. Obviously, Bernardeschi was out last match, and now the second half of the season has started and is underway. I need to see what he does through these however many remaining games, how he performs, if he gets another goal, or if he continues, to help create and maybe deliver some, assists as well. I need to see him, but I also don't want to just see him deliver an early assist or something like that and then do nothing the rest of the match. It's not worth it. It's not worth 4 million euros. I still am under the belief that if you want to renew Bernardeschi, do it for a shorter period and also do it for less money. That's my personal opinion. I know people disagree with me, whatever. And then also Cuadrado. I love Cuadrado. Cuadrado needs to stay at Juventus. Does this need to be handled right now? Do these two, does Sciglio and this one, do they need to be handled right now, right in this moment? Like, can we not focus on the main one before we handle these? I don't know. To me, I also think there's a bit of it that's a bit disrespectful. And there's a lot there's a lot going on. It's very deep. That's what she said. Anyway, I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. It's very deep. The issues from both sides, but at the same time, do we really need to focus on Cuadrado and Sciglio right now? Do we? And I understand, yeah, it runs out in the summer. You only have a few months left. Get this one done now. Okay, let's continue on with the story that, of course, I'm hinting at and I'm alluding to, and you all are tired about. You don't want me to talk about it. Before, I used to yell and scream about the meetings and the meetings and the meetings and the next meeting and whatever meeting we have next. Tudo Sports talking about Dybala, saying both Juventus and Dybala want to come to an agreement with Juventus, willing to increase the bonus offer. I don't know why I paused like that. Okay, if Juventus are willing to increase the bonus offer, so that means, so what I hear, so from October, it was 8 million euros plus bonuses. Is that correct? I don't think that was with bonuses. I believe it was 8 million euros and then that. Maybe to come to around 10 total. Is that what it stays at? Or Juventus dropping, they're increasing the bonuses, but are they going to have like 7 million be? I don't know. I don't know those figures yet. Let's see. Let me continue on with this part though. Mirko Di Natale also following up on this is reporting saying that as far as the renewal of Dybala is concerned, as of today, the meeting between Juve and Anton has not yet been scheduled. No meeting soon between the parties. The forecast is between the end of February and the beginning of March. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, talking about this day in and day out. And I understand there's some things that may come to light, maybe to really prove who was in the wrong or right or whatever you want to call it in the situation. Here's my personal opinion. If it's all on Giorgio Anton, bleep Giorgio Anton and his whole tactics and way of doing this. The registration issue, the whatever, all the stuff that goes along with it, bleep this guy. Dybala needs to find a better agent if that is the case. If it is on Juventus' side, and that includes Dybala, if for some reason Dybala is really hindering things, for what I've seen from Dybala, I do not seem to believe that Dybala personally wants to slow this up. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But if this is on the Juventus side and this thing is getting drug out, and I know there's a lot of you who are tired of hearing me talk about this and tired of hearing this conversation, but I feel utterly disrespected. If you're out here, and I understand the news is the news, people break the news, it's going to get out there. But if you're so focused on your attention of renewing a player like Sciglio, a player like even Cuadrado, to me, who I value the most of any of those players, who I think Cuadrado does a lot in creating for the attack and for doing a lot of things out there, but he isn't Dybala, right? And then also, if you're focused on the renewal of Bernardeschi, those three players before Paulo Dybala, the guy who we said, or at least it was put out there, that Allegri had put his faith in, had told Dybala that he was going to be the quote-unquote cornerstone that he's going to build his squad around. I feel utterly disrespected if I'm Dybala. If that's how it's going, like I said, again, it could be Antun that's causing all the issues. If so, bleep that guy. Dybala needs a new agent, if that's the case. If it's not, and we were sorry, I did not want to cough into the mic again. If we were led to believe that Juventus and Jorge Antun were going to meet in the first month of freaking February, like literally a couple weeks ago, that was the report. The first month or first week of February would be the meeting time for them to come together and figure this out. And then they ended up moving the meeting with the I'm sorry, I forget the three letters, whatever the Juventus whatever kind of meeting where they sit down and discuss all this. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on it right now. Whenever they have that COD or whatever, anyway, whatever. Whenever that happens, that was pushed back to later in February, like February 20 something, either the second or the last week of February. So then the belief would be that would happen around then. Now it's looking like they're saying right here, no meeting soon between the parties. The forecast is between the end of February and beginning of March. My problem with this is that no date is being set. That means this could continue to get pushed back. And I swear to the law, if you will, if we get into April and he's still not renewed, it's utterly disrespectful. I mean, I would not blame Dybala for 1 second for going to any other team. I don't even care. Like I'll be honest, and again, I could be wrong. I could get a whole whatever. I could be eating crow, if you will, saying that maybe this whole thing was Jorge Antun. He's a bleep hole. That could be said, and that could absolutely be true. But if this is Juventus, I feel disrespected if I'm Paulo Dybala. That's all I can say. That's all I will say. And then flip that around. If it's Jorge Antun doing it and I'm Juventus, I feel disrespected by him and Dybala. If it's both, maybe it's both sides. Maybe in the end, it's both sides are being pains in the bleep, and that's what it is. I don't know. But at this point, you can see my frustrations as a fan are coming out by talking about this news each and every day. But it's important news. This is the one thing. If we were so intent on talking about Vlahovic and getting him done, the story of getting Paulo Dybala done and renewed is just as important. Because if you end up getting Vlahovic, which we did, and he's part of the squad now, but then Dybala goes, it's a 60 million euro valued player that you're losing for free that you need to replace. Signing Alvaro Morata, even for cheap, would not help with that. Would not be an equivalent substitute. You can sign, we talked about the news yesterday, you can sign Alvaro Morata, but at the same time, that they don't, to me, those are not equivalent. If you lose that and you lose out on Dybala, you've got to go find somebody else. Who is that player? What are you going to go, Raspadori? I mean, I don't know the equivalent kind of player you're going to go after in that situation. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it at that. Those are my thoughts. This is my venting session, I guess, when it came to the news. I let myself get a little bit more emotional than I usually am, but I kind of wanted to do this because I think you guys are equally as frustrated as I am. I know you all don't love always just talking about that when it comes to the news, but that is the news. We have a big game coming up tomorrow. Juventus need to defeat Sassuolo in the Coppa Italia to continue to have another chance to bring a trophy home this season, especially given the circumstances surrounding, difficulties in the Champions League, and then the Scudetto race is still a decent gap before that becomes even an idea. Anyway, appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this topic in the comment section down below. We'll see you guys next time. Also, let me go ahead and get this out there. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and also please hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. And then if you haven't already, make sure you're checking out our Twitter feed and then making sure you're subscribed so that way you can be entered into the chance to win an official Juventus home Vlahovic shirt, number 7, which we'll be giving away in a live on February 24th on a Thursday, that is. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.